What's up guys, DeBall here, back with another YouTube video. Today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to get past mid-ladder with 3.0 xbow. So we're going to be playing some early season ladder. So it should be pretty fun, showing you guys like the best ways to, get out of these early trophy leagues, because I know a lot of you have trouble with that. So hopefully in today's video, I'll be showing you guys some, a few tips that you guys can incorporate in your gameplay to, get out of these hell leagues, early leagues here. So looks like we're playing against Hound, I think, which is a pretty good matchup, I would say. It's a matchup you should win like 90% of the time. Very good matchup, you see. Okay, so he goes Hound. See, he doesn't have his eye drag, right? So that means we can go with our xbow like this, because it means he has to either Valkyrie next to his tower or balloon, which will bypass the which will go in front of the Hound. So I can just set up my Tesla here because I know that's gonna go in front. Yep. So that balloon's gonna go in front there, and then now all I need to do is just go archers like this. That Tesla's gonna take out the entire balloon, and yeah, and now we're chilling. He can zap this if he wants, but we just have a fireball, and yeah, it's perfectly defended there. Beautiful fireball, guys. Yeah, and he's already gonna give up. I mean, I don't blame him, to be fair. I mean, this matchup is really bad for him anyways. So yeah, now we're just gonna 3 crown, although it's gonna take like 10 years. But yeah, I guess that's a perfect way to start the video. Definitely the easiest one I've had in a while. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next match. Alright guys, we're in our next game against Bad Boy. Let's see what he's using. A good general tip against these mid-ladder menaces usually is you don't want to be playing too aggressive in this trophy range here, because you can get overwhelmed with Mega Knights, minion hordes. Yeah, speaking of Mega Knight, here we face one. Perfect example. But it's very easy to get overwhelmed, especially if your card levels are not that high. It's very beneficial for you to just kind of play passively, feel them out before you go in with your xbow. Kind of know what their, tanks are, what kind of big beef units, their win conditions, even their big spells, because that's a big part of this. You see, like he goes mini Pekka plus Scarmy. Here we can just log and then Skelly's retarget, and that's gonna get us a lock, because we waited patiently for him to play his Mega Knight, and then we punished with an xbow. And I think that's really a really good play there, because if we had just gone in without him or without us knowing that he has a Mega Knight, then things could have gotten a little bit dicey, and it wouldn't have been as efficient to go with xbow there. And okay, so here he goes with a witch plus mortar. Can't say I've seen this before. So he's got an interesting mid-ladder deck. Mortar plus MK Witch. It's an interesting deck. But yeah, now that we know he has an MK, we can just go in with our xbow pretty easily. He's gonna probably go with his... Oh, that was a really good log. Gotta give him the well played there. Good log there. I wasn't expecting to make a good play, so. But now that we know his full deck, this should be a pretty free matchup. So now that we know that he has an MK, we're always gonna be saving our knight, right? Like right now, we're gonna let that connect, right? Okay, he's gonna go MK, huh? That's an interesting MK there. Can't say I agree with that. Okay, so he goes Witch, right? We can just go with our Evo Tesla. That's going to kill. Yeah. He can log that, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to go with another Expo on this side. And that should be GG's. Okay, he fireballs. It's not over yet, but... yeah, he's just going to scar me. We're going to log here. And yeah, that's a pretty easy matchup, not going to lie. As soon as we knew his entire deck, he couldn't really do much. And he's also under-leveled, so, you know, that definitely doesn't help his cause. Yeah, and that's going to be a 3-crown, I think. No, we don't have enough time, unfortunately. But if we did, we would have had an easy 3-crown there. All right, guys. Let's go into our next game. See what we got cooking. But as you can see here, these mid-ladder decks are getting pretty crazy. Just the amount of, you know, spam they have and Mega Knights, Witches, Skarmies. You're going to face a lot of that down in these lower leagues. So I hope this gameplay helps you guys learn a little bit, like interactions and like just game knowledge wise, when you want to go in when you don't want to go in. Like right now, yeah, he got a princess, he got an eye drag. Not sure what he's playing yet. It could be an MK deck, so I'm gonna try to, you know, play more passively here. Exactly. And of course, as soon as I say that, guys, this isn't even scripted or voiceover. Like, there's no voiceover here. Like, I'm like, it's actually crazy. MK, as soon as we say it, we get an MK in the back. Pretty crazy stuff. But here, okay, he's got E-Barbs too. Okay, so this is like the mid-ladder deck. Okay, now that he spent all of that elixir, we're going to eat that MK, and we're going to go in with an xbow, because I know he doesn't have that much elixir. And in fact, he doesn't. So we can just go Knight here, and that's going to be tower down, unless he has a big spell. But yeah, as you can see there, we pretty much just ate a whole bunch of damage in order to get the entire tower, you know? So I think that was a really good trade, and I hope that showcases why you want to, you know, eat some damage with Expo to then take out an entire tower. And I think that's just a really good tip in general with not just Expo, but with any deck, you know? He spent, what, 7 elixir plus 6 elixir. So we already know he's down about 2 or 3 elixir. So, and he also wasted a zap. So that was 9 plus, or 8 plus 7. So we already know he's way below us in elixir. So that means that we can just pressure with an Expo, and that will do a ton of damage. Or even take his tower in that case. So I think that was a good showcase on why you want to do that. Okay, so he's going to go with his Mega Knight, which isn't even going to get targeted by my tower. But here we have to kind of watch out. Okay, so we're going to go Skelly's here to tank the MK, right? Go with our Knight. And then also E-Spirit, because that's going to just push it back continuously. Okay, and then we can just fireball this. And now we have a Tesla supporting our Expo in a second. And he can't Princess the Bridge as well. So, okay, he's got the Boss Bandit. He might even MK this, to be honest. Okay, or E-Barbs. Which is even better, actually. Okay, and then, yeah, we can take a second tower. No, we can't. He's not going to let us, but now we're just going to fireball, predicting the princess, maybe? Aura? Nah, okay. But, yeah, that's GG's. That was a pretty easy win, actually. Not much he could do there when we knew his entire deck. Not much he could do there. Pretty good matchup for us. Okay. Hopping into our third game here. Let's see what the opponent's gonna play. All right, so we're gonna spicy. Yeah, not sure what he plays. Obviously, we're still in mid ladder, so anything is possible here. But okay, so he's got a Mighty Miner. That makes you want to say Hoggy Q, or yeah, it's Hoggy Q. Or I was gonna say Recruits. But I guess it's Hoggy Q. Okay, so we're facing a pretty decent meta deck here. So I hope this will teach you guys how to actually beat Hoggy Q, because it's not a good matchup, but if you play it correctly, you can definitely win with some pretty easily, I would say. Chain? Oh, that was such a good chain. But he's got EQ back, so it doesn't matter, yeah. He still has to log that if he wants to take it out. Okay, he's not going to log that. But in this matchup, usually what you want to do is Fireball Cycle. Like, this is a purely Fireball Cycle matchup where you don't want to be going in with xbows because you're just going to give him EQ value every time, right? And that EQ will continuously, chip out your tower, and the damage will just augment every time. So I think, taking Fireball value when you can is definitely the play here, because you don't want to be going with your xbows. That's just a free EQ every time. But there are definitely times when you want to go with your expo and when you don't. Like when they EQ your Tesla, I think that's a good that's definitely a good time to go with your expo, right? Okay, so he reactivates King Tower. That's not really gonna do much against me since I have expo. I'm gonna go Skelly's here just to predict his Firecracker. Okay, never mind. He's gonna play it in the back, and then we can log this Mighty Miner just to keep it from killing our entire knight right away. And then this is a perfect time to activate King Tower with the E-Spirit. Good activation there. And now we're pretty much set. I don't want to say it's GG's, but it's very close to being a good game. Yeah, you see, he used my Tesla there, so I'm just gonna go with an Expo here. He's gonna go Hog, and then I think he might. Yeah, I was gonna say he might Firecracker this, and he does. So we're gonna try to kill it. Okay, he goes with another EQ, and now we can honestly just E-Spirit this. Yep. So it doesn't get damage on our tower. And we're gonna split our archers here. Splitting archers is definitely probably the best play you wanna make with this deck. Definitely the best play, split archers, because you also want to get back to your to your evil archers. So going with your split archers gives you an easy way to just cycle to your evil archers as soon as you can. And that's when you want to go, and usually for an expo. I would say it's a good time. Whenever you have evil archers, it's always a good time to go with your expo. So here, he's just going to go, okay, he's going to go all in there. We're going to go opposite lane with our expo, because I know he doesn't have that much elixir. He's going to have enough for a Mighty Miner, but okay, I guess he's not going to play on time. Okay, so, I mean, I guess she's going to give up. The game was pretty much over anyways, but he was just kind of prolonging the game. We already had like a 2,000 damage lead, so there's not much he could do from there. But, yeah, that's a pretty easy win there. Hopping into our fourth and last match, guys. We're against Adrian Peru 412. Okay, so as I said before, it's definitely it's a really good play to start out with your archers in the back. It's definitely the best play to make. But then obviously you have Knight the back, you have Log, you have Skelly's the back, you have E-Spear. There's a whole bunch of plays you can make with this deck. But something that I see a lot of people do that are not good is leak elixir. When you leak elixir, you give your opponent the chance to build up a huge push. Like when you're leaking elixir and they put a Pekka in the back, it just gives them time to just continuously, gain elixir while you're still down. So, in my opinion, you never want to leak elixir unless you're facing, maybe an all-air deck and you don't have any air units in cycle. Then it's fine to, leak a little bit of elixir for them to make the first move. But generally, you want to be cycling, Knight the back, Skeletons the back, Archers the back, just cycle back to your Evos. Tesla, you don't want to do that because because if they have Lava Hound, that's an easy Lava Hound in the back opposite lane, and that's an easy way to just lose your tower, or if you're facing an Expo deck. Okay, so here that he goes with his Pekka in front of this Dark Prince, we're gonna do a really good tip here, where we place our Skellies at the bridge right here when there's a Tesla, and that will make the Dark Prince or even the Prince jump over the river, and so the Tesla targets the units in the back instead of just the Pekka, because you want to kill the support units of the Pekka. You don't want to kill just the Pekka, because that Dark Prince behind the Pekka, when you don't have any DPS, it's one of the scariest pushes. So in order to not give him or not let him, you know, take half your tower with that. You want to go with your skellies there to kill the Dark Prince first. So here he has like no elixir because he spent all of it. Yeah, he's just going to have goblins. We're going to Evo Tesla this. He might go with his bandit, so we have skellies ready. Okay, or he's just going to let his tower go. Right? Is he going to, like, do something? Okay, so he goes log there. So we don't take the tower yet, but it's pretty much over, guys. And then here we can also skellies, knight, just to keep this expo alive. And we're back to another expo, guys. This is also another really good play you can do, is when you're playing against decks like this, going for both sides with your expo is a really good play, because it just allows you to, you know, build up pressure in both lanes, and overall just, you know, it's just a, you know, a very good play, because especially when they have to spend on one lane, you can just spend expos on the other lane, and they have to, you know, choose which side they want to defend. Okay, so since that game was way too short, we are going to go into one last game, guys. This will be the last game for this video, and hopefully I did showcase you some really nice tips to play against mid-ladder decks, although some of these weren't really mid-ladder decks. Okay, so we're playing against an expo deck. Huh. Okay, so this guy's going to start off really aggressive with an expo plus... Okay, really? Okay, so... Alright, so not the best start there, but he is under-leveled, which is really good. And so, okay, so this guy just, like, we can't even go into it. We can't even make an intro because this guy is just spamming expos. But against expo, one of the main things you want to do is not go with your expo. It sounds crazy I know, but going expo Tesla, especially like this guy is doing, is just not a good play, because you just give your opponent fireball value every time. And okay, like here he's not gonna be able to do anything because that's just an easy Tesla. And then since he wasted all of his elixir like that, he only has enough for a knight. So I know that I can punish pretty well here, right? He's gonna go with his archers in 3, 2, 1. Yep, archers there. And then we can just lock here. And that's a huge lock, guys, because he wasted all of his elixir by going Tesla, expo, log, and e-spirit, which means he had pretty much only 3 elixir, right? So that means we can go expo, we can go knight, and we obviously had the elixir advantage after going with our knight Tesla for 12 elixir. So now that we took his tower, I mean, the game is pretty much sealed. Like there's no way you lose from this position. But another good tip against expo is that when they go with their expos like this in this position, you want to go, you know, knight and then fireball their tower. Like a really good tip you want to incorporate in your gameplay here is that you don't want to go for too many expos, especially in the mirror matchup. It's crazy, I know, but going with your expos just allows the opponent to get fireball value every time you play it. And the way you want to do that is by going with your expo like this, in this position, so you don't let the opponent have fireball value. Because fireball cycle is the name of the game in these mirror matchups. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the game, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I do live stream every day, so if you guys are interested in learning more from me, more from a pro player, top ladder, expo player, do make sure to go check out my videos and my live streams in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope this video helped you guys. Peace, peace, peace.